Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. You are watching Education to All. Myself Vinod. Today we are going to discuss about proving root 2 is an irrational number with the contradiction method. So what is the contradiction method? I'll explain with these type of questions. If you learn these three questions properly, there are three segregations we can say. So method 1 is proving only single root number. Method 2 is with rational number with irrational number. Method 3 both contain irrational numbers. So please watch the video until the end and you will get the more information. Now start the question number 1. So let us assume root 2 is rational. If it is rational, we can express in terms of p by q. So then root 2 is equal to p by q, where p and q are integers and co-primes. Next, observe this given data and squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides, then it will becomes root 2 whole square is equal to p by q whole square, and square root 2 cancel. 2 is equal to p square by q square. Now cross multiply it. 2q square is equal to p square. From this statement we can conclude one thing. 2 divides p square as well p also. Can I conclude that 2 is a factor of p square and p? Then 2 is factor for p. So make it as equation number 1. The factor for p. Now I'll consider that. So then 2 equal to 2 times of a, and this is Roman number 1 we consider, and take then replace in this equation. So Roman number 1 equation implies 2q square is equal to p square, and replace p value in it. 2q square is equal to 2a whole square, and 2q square is equal to 4a square. Now this 2 table in 4 2 times cancel, and we can say that q square is equal to 2a square. The same it is came reverse. Observe this statement and this statement looking similar but in terms of q. So now I will conclude the same condition. 2 divides q square as well q also. If it is dividing, I can say that 2 is factor for q, and I'll make it is equation number 2. Observe equation number 1. 2 is a factor for p and 2 is a factor for q also. So we can conclude that. Now I can conclude that from equation 1 and 2, 2 is common factor for p and q. But actually what is our consideration? P and q are co-primes. But now I am proving what? Both they having common factor as 2. It means that our assumption is wrong, definitely. So it is contradict the fact. So our assumption is wrong. It contradict the fact. Contradict the fact. Root 2 is irrational. So we can conclude that therefore root 2 is irrational. I hope you understand. Now we try to prove 2 plus root 3 is a irrational number by using method 2. So method 2 is very simple when compared to the method 1. As assume given number 2 plus root 3 is equal to rational. If it is rational, can be replaced by p by q. So 2 plus root 3 is equal to p by q. So where p and q are integers and co-primes. Co-primes means no common factor. So here no need to do the squaring on both sides. Remember the before question we did squaring on both sides. In the second method no need to do the squaring on both sides. What we do, take the rational number to the opposite side. What is a rational number? 2 alone rational number, root 3 is irrational number. So what I do, 2 alone I'll take to the opposite side. Root 3 is equal to p by q minus 2, and root 3 is equal to, we take LCM in right hand side, here it is 1, so LCM is q, and this q cancel, we get p in the numerator minus this 1 table in q times, so 2 q will be there. So now you observe that carefully, root 3 is equal to p minus 2q is divided by q, you get it. Now observe RHS directly, it is in the format of p minus 2q by q. So now I'm writing for any integer values for RHS. This statement is very important to write. Where RHS is what? P minus 2q by q shows what? Shows rational. How can I say that it's rational? You can assume that p minus 2q by q. You replace any values of p and q where q is not equal to 0. No? Here also q is not equal to 0. It is called rational. So I'll replace at p is equal to 2 and q is equal to 3. And replace in this given data RHS. 2 minus 3 into 3 by 3. 2 minus 9 by 3. And it will be minus 7 by 3. So minus 7 by 3, can I say it's rational? Definitely it's a rational. So we can conclude for any integer values, the RHS always shows rational only. Then can I say this rational is equal to irrational? Absolutely not. So our assumption is wrong. It contradicts the fact. That is only should write as a statement. So our assumption is wrong. It contradict the fact that what is irrational? Root 3 is irrational. But actually we know what? So root 3 is what type of number? Is an irrational number. If root 3 is irrational number, the addition with irrational number also becomes irrational. So therefore 2 plus root 3 is also irrational number. Got it? I hope you understand. Similarly, we try to solve the third question by using method. What is method 3? Both contain irrational numbers. So similarly, try this question as well. So first I'll consider let it is a rational number. Let us assume root 2 plus root 3 is rational. it is rational means we can express in p by q. So root 2 plus root 3 is equal to p by q. So always write the description where p and q are integers and co-primes. So now what we do now, squaring on both sides, squaring on both sides. Then what will do, we should take that root 2 plus root 3 whole square is equal to p by q whole square. Expand it. If we expand in like a plus b whole square, I think you may know a plus b whole square formula. If not, I'm writing here, please observe. A square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to root 2 and b is equal to root 3, and I will expand according to the formula. So then it will be root 2 whole square plus 2 into root 2 into this b value is root 3 plus root 3 whole square is equal to p by q whole square, means p square by q square. Now this square root to cancel, this square root to cancel. Now what is there? 2 plus 2 into root 3 into root 2 is root over 6 plus 3 is equal to p square by q square. Remember how I written this one? We have a formula, root a into root b can be write combinedly as root of ab. Based on this formula I written that. Okay, got it. Then 2 plus 3 will becomes 5. 5 plus 2 root 6 is equal to p square by q square. If you observe carefully, it is comes in a format of what? Method 2. Definitely simple to know. What we do, take the rational number to the opposite side. Then what is pending? 2 root 6 is equal to p square by q square, and this plus 5 go opposite side, it will be minus 5. Then take LCM. What is LCM? So q square will become the LCM. This q square is cancelled, so p square is multiplied. Here it is 1 is cancelled in q square times 5 q square. And 2 root 6 is there in the left hand side? Of course, yes, 2 is there. So 2 is also sending to the opposite side, it will becomes root 6 is equal to p square minus 5q square by 2 is multiplying, sending to the opposite side, it divides to q square. So that's all. Now observe the RHS, it is in the format of rational number. So for any values of any integral values of p and q, RHS. What is RHS? P square minus 5q square by 2q square shows that what? Rational. It contradicts the fact that, what is the fact? Root 6 is an irrational number. Then our assumption is wrong. Then our assumption is wrong. Therefore, root 6 is irrational. If root 6 is irrational, then given number is also irrational. Then root 2 plus root 3 is also irrational. Got it? I hope you understand well. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share to your friends. Thank you and support my channel. Have a nice day.